Good morning. I hope that you guys can hear me fine. I am not going to delay this. Good morning, good morning, good morning to the Keep It Moving Monday Morning Motivation. I am Dr. Lia Abney. Thank you guys for joining me today. I tell you what, I look, it is 7 a.m. in Georgia. Um, Welcome to the show. For those that are in other areas of part of the United States or anywhere in the world, thank you for joining and listening in to the Keep It Moving Monday Morning Motivation. So I come every Monday morning just to motivate those who watch to keep it moving towards your goals, uh, just living your best life. So thank you for joining me. For those who have joined me before, you know what I like to do before we get started into today's topic is I like to talk about the weekend, because even though we've had a long week and I hope that y'all were able to accomplish the things that you desire, I understand sometimes that life gets in the way, so it kind of puts a pause on some things. But if you're ever looking for some motivation, this is the place you can come to. Just subscribe and to my YouTube as well as hit the bell notification so that you can be notified of future episodes. So you guys, my weekend, the weather was really good here in Georgia. I mean, it was really nice. Saturday, a lot of people celebrated Earth Day, planting flowers, beautifying their lawns and stuff. My yard guy, I don't mow my lawn. My yard guy came and cut my grass. So I was happy about that. And I contemplated planting flowers, but I had a dear friend who was kind of laid up a little bit. So kind of, stayed around and, made sure that they were taken care of. So I was taking care of a close family member this weekend. So that's what I was doing this weekend. But at the same time, they have a business of their own. And so we just sat there on a laptop and I sat there on the laptop making some, just connecting all their socials together. And this is just a great tip for those of you who are entrepreneurs, or if you're looking to be an entrepreneur. As you are looking at your social media, ensure that they are connected to one another so that so that people can find you easier on when they Google your name or the name of your business. So, for instance, if you have your Facebook page, you have your Instagram, and you have LinkedIn and Twitter, whether it is what's the other TikTok, you want to make sure that those are the same across all of your social medias. If you're using them for business purpose to promote your services or whatever it is that you do as an entrepreneur, you want to make sure that those are the same so people can find you. So that is a little tip for me as a business owner. You want to make sure that those are the same. But yeah, so we sat there and we worked on that and watched some basketball. So it's really just a really laid back time. And, one of the things I always talk about previous episodes is what is important to just rest, take some time to rest your body, enjoy the fruits of your labor as you are accomplishing your goals. So I do hope that you guys had a great weekend. And if you want to share, go ahead and put in the comments, well, how was your weekend? Was it not a good weekend? And if it wasn't a good weekend, how did you keep it moving? How did you keep it moving? Are there any tips and tools that you can use to say, you know what, I was really having a bad weekend, but this is what I did to keep it moving so that my energy was up, I kept a positive mindset to keep it moving. Well, you guys, I'm not going to delay this any longer. You guys, I am going to go ahead and play this video. Sorry, my voice is just it's like feeling like it's taking a minute to rev up. But you guys know what I do. I'm going to be right back with today's topic.
Black G.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good afternoon, or evening, depending on where you are in any part of the world. My name is Dr. Abney, and welcome to Keep It Moving Monday Motivation. This is where you can get motivated to accomplish your goals. If this is your first time joining me, say good morning in the comments and let me know where you are from. Also, you guys, if you want to learn more about who I am and what I do, you're more than welcome to visit my website at liaabneyllc.biz. That's liaabneyllc.biz. I'm a life and business coach and I offer consulting services to help you accomplish your goals. Also, if you're interested in viewing any previous episodes or just have a day of binge watching, you can find me on YouTube at Lia Abney LLC. And you can also follow me on also social media platforms. I am not on TikTok, but on LinkedIn, as well as Facebook at Lia Abney LLC. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. So you guys, let's get right into it. So this weekend was a good weekend, as I said before, but on Sunday, I did venture out and it was my first time being out after having my radiation session. For those of you who don't know, and I'm not going to say this every time I'm on, I had to go through radiation session a couple weeks ago. And so yesterday was my first stab at going out. So as I was out on yesterday, I did go to church, but I was reminded that there are some times that you may be doing things and you may be feeling as though, you know what, things aren't going your way. It feels as though nothing is happening right for you and everything. Or there's times where you are just pulled on, where it feels like you're pulled on a lot, but it seems like, nobody's checking on you because you are the go-to person. And so that's what the message was really about. And it reminded me that, there are some times where we just feel that nothing is going our way. It seems like everything that we're doing, it's not turning out the way that you want it to. So I really wanted to talk to you guys about that and be able to share and encourage you when you have those type weeks where it's like nothing is going wrong. Somebody needs you for this, somebody needs you for that. But then you have like a million other things probably racing through your mind on how you're going to handle certain things that are happening in your life, or even fix certain things that are happening in your life, no matter what it is. Like I said, I had a full week where my daughter was, I can tell you, even though, I come on every time, it doesn't mean I don't have my own challenges. Helping my daughter with the challenges of her being in school and trying to finish out the rest of her school year so she can graduate. And then on top of that, myself having the health issues, going through that. And then the challenges on my job and, trying to grow my business. And it's like, family and friends that need you for one thing or another. So I get it. It can be a whole lot. So what do you do? What do you do? So on today's topic, I am going to be talking about, I'm going to be talking about on today's topic is going to be embracing failures as a stepping stone to success. That's what I'm going to be talking about today. I am stumbling on today because I'm so tired, you guys. But I'm going to keep it moving. So please forgive me. Have some grace for me today. But our topic for today is embracing failure as a stepping stone to success. Because a lot of times when we look at failure, and I know a lot of people is like, well, failure is just a way, you're just falling forward, as you're accomplishing your goals. But it doesn't feel that way. A lot of us, what we're feeling is the impact of the ground when you fall, and that pain that comes with it, and the discomfort that comes with it. That's the thing that sticks in our hearts, and that sticks in our minds. And it could be an emotional roller coaster, right? I don't know if you can remember. If you have children and they fall and and you're like, get up, we're trying not to just rush over there, and because otherwise, they're not gonna know how to handle those falls. But guess what? In real life, as you become an adult, some of those failures feel like those falls when you were a kid, and it's like, this really hurts. But so how do we get beyond that? How do we embrace it instead of run away from it? Where when new things happen or when things don't go our way, we don't immediately shut down. We don't immediately shut down, continuing walking that thing out just because it feels uncomfortable for us. So that's what our topic is for today: embracing failure as a stepping stone to success. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. Now, give me a moment, you guys, okay? So these stepping stones to success. So failure is something that many of us struggle with, but I truly believe that our failures can be our greatest teachers, where we can learn different things. And so again, embracing failure as a stepping stone to success, I want to share this scripture with you to get us moving in today's topic, okay? So the scripture that I want to share is Romans 8:28, which says, we know that in all things, God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. I had to be reminded of this weekend, because sometimes, again, we still are, we tend to still be in situations that we no longer want to be in because the timing is not right for us to move on. But Romans 8:28 encouraged me not to lose hope, because things are still being worked for my good. Failure is not fatal. That's a common misconception, that failure is a sign of weakness or incompetence, but that couldn't be further from the truth. In reality, failure is simply a natural part of the learning process. It's an opportunity to identify what went wrong. It's an opportunity for you to make adjustments and to try again. So there's something that I want to share with you. There are 3 ways to embrace failure. But how do we embrace failure without letting it consume us? One of the key ways to do this is by maintaining balance in our life, okay? In our lives. This means taking care of our physical, mental, and spiritual health, and ensuring that we don't let failures define us. So I want to share with you 3 ways to embrace failures. So the first one is, failure is not fatal. Okay, you guys, it's not the end to all things. It is an opportunity to learn and to grow. When we look at failure as a stepping stone to success, it becomes easier to bounce back and try again. But it's important to remember that failure can be a humbling and even painful experience. As I stated at the beginning, it's like a child that has fallen, stumbled. And a lot of times what it is, they're feeling the pain. Whereas for some of us, we're that pain, the process of what we had to go through to experience that failure can be very painful for us. And for some, it could be something that could really interfere with our mental capacity and sometimes with our physical capacity to keep it moving. Okay. But I am here to tell you that, you know what, those painful experiences also can be some humbling experience, which is sometimes the hardest thing to go through because of the fact why. Sometimes it could be an embarrassing moment. Something we did and it could be really embarrassing moment. But we need to be kind to ourselves during those times and practice self-compassion. And that is one of the things that I had to learn along the way. But one way I've been able to do this, as I said it before, is I like to use different ways to be able to do that. And one way I do that is by journaling, to practice self-compassion in my life by writing down my thoughts and feelings, and as well as for yourself. It can help us process them and gain a new perspective. It can also help us identify patterns in our behavior and make positive changes. So that is just one way. So if you're not already doing it, one of the ways to be able to get beyond those failures is to take those thoughts and feelings that you're experiencing at that time, write them down on paper, put them into a journal. If you don't have a journal, some of you may dictate. So you may dictate it into your phone. Get those things down because it'll help you process with your thoughts that you're currently having at that time. So now the main part, another key point that I want to share with you is what? Maintaining balance in our lives is key to embracing failures. So, and what am I talking about all this year? About keeping a balanced life, balancing these out. So maintaining balance in our lives is key to embracing failure. If you have been with me all this time from the beginning of the year, again, we have learned that maintaining balance is in our lives is also important. We're taking care of ourselves physically, mentally, and spiritually. We're more vulnerable to stress and burnout when we're not doing those things. So again, when we are not taking care of ourselves, and when we're not creating balance, and I know some people say, well, it's impossible to create balance. And I know when you hear balance, we're looking at 50-50. There are sometimes things may lean a little bit more toward one way or the other. But the balance is your ability to be able to walk those things through and keep it moving without finding yourself getting stuck, without you finding yourself giving up all the time, without you finding yourself running thoughts through your head that will turn around and be more detrimental to your process of achieving your goals rather than you being successful during those failures. And so, like, for instance, I mentioned before, I'm working with this company and it has been a struggle, you guys. And during the time I am working with them, I'm like, this possibly cannot be happening. And I literally just want to give up. But I'm like, you know what? I'm going to keep calling them to say, hey, you guys got to get this process right because we're failing, it's failing right now. But that process makes me feel like I am a failure. It makes me feel like as though I am a failure. And so I had to take the time to think those thoughts through, think those feelings through so that I can keep it moving and I can bounce back from that a lot quicker. So when you're burnt out, it's harder to bounce back from those failures. It's really hard to bounce back from those failures. So you want to be able to embrace those failures so that you can bounce back a lot quicker. So let's go on to number 3. So number 3 is trusting in God's plan helps you overcome those failures. And I can tell you, if I didn't have something to hold on to, I would feel as though I was a failure. That something was wrong with me. And then on top of that, the feeling of that you're in this by yourself and that you're the only one that's going through it can be very strong. So trusting God's plan helps us to overcome those failures and find meaning in the struggles. So you guys, in closing, remember that failure is not the end of the road. It's simply a detour on the path to success. So by embracing our failures and maintaining balance in our lives and trusting in God's plan, we can learn from our mistakes and move forward stronger and more resilient than ever before. So you guys, look, I encourage you to take some time today, reflect on your own relationship with failure, understanding how you feel about it. What are those emotions or failures that you feel are holding you back? It can be relational. It can be in your finances. It could be in your career choices, whatever it is that you feel, I feel like a failure in. For instance, and I'm going to share this. On my job, I'm like, I feel as though I should be further along than where I am. And so I kind of feel like I'm a failure. But then I had to realize, Lia, you've accomplished so much and you've given so much. And I had to remind myself, what is it that you now want to do with your life? What are those things that will give you self-satisfaction every day when you wake up to go to your job? And one of the things I do every morning is I do something that I know is my purpose, is the Monday morning motivation. I'm like, this encourages me. So again, I encourage you to take some time today to reflect on your own relationship with failure. Are you embracing it as a natural part of the learning process, or are you letting it hold you back? And remember, you don't have to do this alone. Seek out the support of friends, family, or a mentor to help you navigate the ups and downs of life. So I want to thank you so much for joining me on today. And I'll see you next time on the Keep It Moving Monday Morning Motivation.
Are you connected to the right resources to grow and achieve your goals in your personal life or for your business? Let Lia Abney LLC Consulting Services help you connect, communicate, and commit to the building process of growing your business to the next level. A veteran with over 20 years of managing multi-million-dollar projects, Lia Abney, owner, author, and motivational speaker, has keen insight and knowledge in the value of collaboration and strategy planning to keep you moving to the next level in building a legacy. Visit her website at www.liaabneyllc.biz. That's www.liaabneyllc.biz for more information.